Hello, hi, my name is Akili Banjo, and today I'm going to be reviewing Code of Ethics, and also I'm going to be reviewing several items today. It's also going to be the someone's informed consent that I had gotten a hold of, and it was very interesting. And from a therapist from Texas. Um, and I thought this one was just so vague. I was very um, kind of surprised by the things that were on there. So it wasn't really, didn't have much information on it. Her name was Wendy Crawford. She has a master's in LPC, professional counselor in Texas. So I really like what she put on here. She had different things about mental health disorders and how they're assessed. So therefore, if there's a client that doesn't know the process, she actually had that stuff on there. So I thought that was really great. Um, she, went in depth about talking about what brought the person to therapy. And also require that they have active participation. I thought that was really good because sometimes you have therapy sessions and the person kind of doesn't want to, participate because of whatever pain they're going through. And then she described all the type of things that that psychotherapy would disclose or that would make you feel uncomfortable, such as anger, sadness, guilt, frustration, loneliness. So those things are things that do come up in therapy. So I think that the person would definitely have enough information to know whether they wanted to actually go forward with it. Also, I found just some information about payment plan. She wanted she actually put her amount, which is $125 for every 50 minutes. And she just kind of almost, it was like a disclosure, like they're going to have risks and all of that. Letting you know that if you're having a crisis, to call 911. She also talked about confidentiality. There are certain guidelines on confidentiality that she talked about, and like the client, could, she would honor confidentiality, but there were a number of exceptions. So she listed that on there, like if the person's a danger to themselves and others, or if there's a malpractice lawsuit, if there's something court order, that's when she would have to give up that information. Persons below 18, the parents, have rights to your therapeutic information, so she'd have to give that up. If a child is abused or neglected, an elderly person abused or neglected, or if a private or if an insurance company asks for information. So those are times when she'd have to do that. Then she got a signature line at the bottom. It seemed very cut and dry. And, you know, um, she also, was able to, um, negotiate payment plans just in case the person, insurance doesn't cover, and they want to, want to pay privately. So I thought that was really good. And her name is Wendy Crawford, LPC. Yes. And when I looked at my state of Maryland's code of ethics, it was very, um, very good because it kind of like went along exactly, you know, you know, um, what she's talking about. So I thought that was very good. You know. You know, so I thought that was great, you know. Um, um, and some of the things you find in the Maryland Code of Ethics about relationships, not having, you know, personal relationships with the clients. I didn't see that on hers. I didn't see this where she put about, um, you know, any relationship stuff. Um, but basically, these things in the state of Maryland, it's called the type of regulations are called COMAR, and they're under Title 10 and I think Title 17 also. Um, they definitely, you know, talk about conduct of the professional counselor. There's a lot on conduct, a lot on um, just you know, knowing how your general definitions and excuse me, licensing, certification, all that kind of stuff. So the Code of Ethics is in 10.5803 of COMAR regulations, and there are several things there. Let me just read some of them. Having professional competence, you know, practicing only within the boundaries of a counselor's competence. That's very important. And I actually saw that on the short answer questions, and I actually got that one wrong. So now I see why. Um, yeah, so that was very good. Very good. Having ethical responsibility, you know. You know, you can consult with other counselor for relevant professionals, and other relevant professionals regarding questions related to ethical obligations. You only take credit for only professional work that you actually performed. Notify the board of count if the counselor's license, certificate, or both has been limited, restricted, or suspended, or revoked. Or you will be subject to disciplinary action. And the counseling, you know, more on the counseling relationship. Inform clients of the goals, techniques. I think she did very well at that. Goals, techniques, financial arrangements. That was all on there, and that's all in COMAR. Explain to clients the implications of the diagnosis intended to use for tests and reports. I didn't see anything about reports and tests in there. Documented attempts to inform other professional persons currently providing mental health services to a client. I didn't see that in there also. But there's advertising, public statements, media presentations. A counselor may place advertising with directories, newspapers, periodicals, radio and television, or on the internet, and placing advertising or making other types of public statements. And a counselor shall identify counselor's credentials in a manner that is accurate and not false, misleading, or deceptive. A counselor may not place advertisement or make public statements that are not true. Maintaining records. I'm going through a lot here, but you know, maintaining the records of the clients. She didn't have anything to let them know how their records would be maintained. You know, it was a very short paper. I think it was only like, I believe it was like only 2 pages. But I think her paper should have had more information on it, you know, because it should cover more than just basic things that she's doing, you know. Yeah, it wasn't enough. To me, it wasn't enough. Yeah. So yeah, just that. Also, I looked at the ACAs. code of ethics also, and it goes right in line. Um, you know, um, definitely, as a counselor, holding yourself to the highest um, amount of confidentiality. Um, Definitely having professional responsibility, confidentially and privacy, evaluation, assessment, and interpretation, supervision, training, and teaching. Um, Basically, it's like more involved. It seems like the state of Maryland's code of ethics description was more abridged, but and her actual code of ethics, her also informed consent form, to me didn't have enough information. You know, just with anything with that, there's so much stuff that happens. So I think she should have had, like, it should have been thicker and explained, and then have the individual sign. I think that that definitely would have helped her more in doing this. But thank you so much. My YouTube page I decided to create, it's called Imagine Me LPC. So I think I like that. So thank you so much for listening, and I'll definitely respond to other people's um, posts. Thank you so much. I don't usually get on camera, so it's been different ordeal for me. Thank you so much. Take care.